Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the PG Show, where we talk about all things college football, except for tonight. We got to talk about Chet Holmgren making his debut for the Oklahoma City Thunder and killing it. Let's go. The future is bright. But that's it for Oklahoma City Thunder talk. Today, we're going to talk about OU recruiting, but go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Today, we got to talk about OU recruiting, and man, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but with the commitment of Phil Picciotti, it just made me want to do it even more. So Phil Picciotti is a 6'3" linebacker out of Pennsylvania. Right now, he's currently ranked as a 3-star, but let's be honest, by the end of this season, he's going to be ranked as a 4-star. So that's something to be excited about, especially with OU recruiting maybe starting a little slow, but that's okay. That's okay. I know OU fans are worried because we've seen this great start that Texas is having with Arch Manning and all these other guys, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? OU recruiting's coming. And there's a good chance that OU is going to be, a top 8 class this year. Yeah, you heard it. Top 8 class. They're probably going to end with a composite score of maybe like around 270, 275. So I know you guys are a little worried right now about the recruiting, but just wait. It's going to get better. We got some great recruits coming down the pipeline, and Jackson Arnold even talked about it the other day, sitting down with Josh Pate at the Elite 11 camp after he won the MVP. He talked about how he is actively recruiting, actively getting on that phone, texting players saying, hey, you want to be a part of what OU football is doing, and you want to be a part of this special 2023 class. And for OU fans, that has to be encouraging to hear, because that's what Caleb Williams was doing before he left, understandably. I know some OU fans are not happy, but Caleb Williams made the choice to come here to play with Lincoln Riley, and he recruited a lot of those players here. So Mario Williams and some guys like that wanted to come play with Caleb Williams. So with those guys leaving, I don't necessarily blame them, right? They came to play with one person, and that person left. But with Jackson Arnold coming out here and basically laying the groundwork, doing the same things that Caleb Williams did, it's incredible. And I just want to name off a few people that we have coming down the pipeline. I would not be shocked if Brent Venables ends up with 22 to 25 recruits in this recruiting class. Like I said, they could easily hit 270, 275 in the composite score. Maybe even higher, because a lot of these players are only going to go up from here, including these 3-stars. And I know what everybody's saying. We're not getting the 5-stars. Texas is getting them. Alabama's getting them. Shoot, even Miami's getting them. And Miami's been down. The thing is, we know that Brent has been very good at taking 3- and 4-star guys, sometimes guys that aren't even ranked, and turning them into great players at Clemson. And he's did that here at Oklahoma with Bob Stoops. So what makes us think that he's not going to do it again? Remember, the star is just a rating that we give somebody. And yes, it's a measure of their talent, but just like Jackson Arnold, somebody could be a late bloomer. What if Phil Picciotti is a 3-star right now, but he ends up being a 5-star when it's all said and done? He might not have that 5th star officially, but he could go on the field and play like one. So I just want all the OU fans to think about that and remember, development is key. Texas hasn't been able to develop their major recruiting classes. And as an OU fan, I'm going to make fun of Texas and all those fans that have tweeted out all those years, I hear a national championship coming. I feel it coming. So just remember, development is everything. If he can go out there, develop a good team, then we will have a shot to win the championship, just like he did in Florida. Or Clemson, not Florida. What was I thinking? But anyways, we got to talk about some of the players that he has wanting to come down the pipeline, like Daylan Smothers or Derrick LeBlanc, who is on the border right now of being a 5-star. I mean, he's a 4-star, a really highly rated 5-star or 4-star, but he could definitely go be a 5-star when it's all said and done. And I know, I hear it. They're saying he's going to go to Florida. Listen, the media does not like OU, and we know this, right? So they're always going to pick him or pick these players to go somewhere else, just like Miami. The media doesn't like Miami, so they're dropping all the stars right now on the Miami players as they're recruiting. But we're not here to talk about Miami football. We're here to talk about this OU recruiting class. So he's got Jaquaize Pettaway. He's a wide receiver. Super excited about him, right? That's something that we should be on our toes for. Or Anthony Evans, right? Another wide receiver. Or I say hometown. I'm not from Mustang, but a state local. Jacoby Johnson, right here in Mustang. That's right down the road from me. I live here in Yukon, right? He's a 4-star. He could potentially be a 5-star at the end of the season. And he plays the cornerback position. That's a position where OU maybe needs to get a little better. And so having a talent like him coming in could be huge. Then we're going to have people like Payton Kirkland, Cayden Green on the offensive line. I know you guys are like, hey, Beat and Bo is not getting the 5-star offensive linemen, not the flashy guys. Again, remember, we necessarily don't have to have the 5-star guys. Sometimes those 5-star guys can be busts, right? They can have a little too much pressure on them, and sometimes they don't perform. So remember, sometimes the lower stars are better. You could be getting a good deal. Then we got Keyon Brown, another wide receiver. And I know none of these people that I mentioned are 5-stars. But again, they could become 5-stars. And listen, I know Anthony Hill and Richard Young just announced their top 2 or top 3, and OU's not in there, but that's okay. Let's just say they get David Hicks. That's all upside. Let's just count that as all upside. Brent is going to make room on the team for a guy like David Hicks if he wants to come in. And I know we don't have Peyton Bowens either. And I kind of think it's a long shot since he's committed to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's recruiting class is special. Let me tell you, with Brian Kelly leaving, I did not expect Marcus Freeman to have the kind of recruiting class that he's having now. So that recruiting class is going to be special. And I don't think he's necessarily going to want to leave there. So I don't know if OU is going to get him. I think it might be a long shot. I know some of the guys out there, like Parker Thune and Brandon Drum, are high on him and think he might come. I just don't see it. But I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong on that one. But let's talk a little bit about our quarterback, Jackson Arnold, coming in, right? He's already got his 5-star, and there's a possibility that this man could go be the best quarterback in this class by the end of his senior season. So make sure you all heard that here first. And I don't think that's a hot take, especially after he won this Elite 11 camp, right? I think we've seen Jackson Arnold start to bloom a little bit more. Again, another one of those late bloomers. And, I think he's got the potential there to be a great quarterback. And Steve Wilfon said that he spins the ball like a college football quarterback already. And I think that has to be inspiring for us, that we're going to have a good class, that we're going to have a good quarterback coming out of there, especially with who we have in the room already. Whether it's Dylan Gabriel, who, let's be honest, he probably might leave at the end of the season. You're going to have General Booty, which, come on, guys, I love the name. And definitely don't worry, I'm trying to get him on the podcast because I would love to have the Booty on here. But then you've got guys like Nick Evers and Ralph Rucker and Micah Bowens, right? You've got guys like that are going to fill in. And then who knows? Nick Evers could blow up and be a guy, right? He could play for 2 seasons, and Jackson Arnold could sit back and learn the game a little bit more and learn Jeff Lebby's offense. However, there's a really good chance that Jackson Arnold's going to come in and make an immediate impact with this team. And so I think OU fans, we need to take a step back and we need to breathe, all right? We need to breathe because we're doing okay. If the only 5-star that we end up with in this class is Jackson Arnold, that's okay. But it's important that we keep ourselves level-headed and we keep doing what we're doing and what we're good at, right? Sooner Nation needs to continue to show up on Twitter, show up on Instagram, follow these kids, tweet at them, show them that the support that OU fans have shown other players in the past. Show them how much we love this program. Show them how passionate we are so that they would want to come play for a fan base like us. And you know what? If you're a local businessman and you can afford it, maybe throw out an NIL deal or two. Wouldn't hurt. But guys, that's all I got for you guys on the OU recruiting side. Remember, there is a really good chance that OU could end up with a top 8 class, at the minimum a top 10 class. And I think for Brent Venables coming in and being his first recruiting cycle, that would be huge. And it's only going to be upside for the 2024 class. We know how good this 2024 class is going to be. So buckle up, sit back, breathe, and remember, OU football is going to be okay. Thank you guys.